We're not like this in real life. Like we're better. So.
Yeah. But this is real life. But.
Drop. Bam.
Man.
Go ahead, bro. What's your name, man?
I am brand new. I am Brandon Scales.
Alright.
I'm just grateful to be on this episode here with my boys. I know Adelano said 7th grade, and my man Christian last year. And yeah, we about to talk to y'all real quick.
We about to talk. And we met in a crazy.
Crazy. That's another story.
That's a thing for another episode.
Yeah.
Now let's get Brandon started. How long have you been creating? Like, what do you do? Tell us about your mission.
Since the womb. Now we stop because now they said that.
Everybody says that.
No. I did
since the womb.
See, I watched the episodes. So I know that.
He's supporting.
So I need to come with a different answer. Anyways, how long has Brand New been creating?
Yes.
I'm gonna take a specific avenue of creation. I make vlogs. I like to call movies of my life. I just made that up on the spot.
Life is not a movie.
But yeah, I mean, sometimes. Anyways, I started creating these movies, started documenting my life around college. I saw, shout out to Trey Lambert, Ty Tribb's drummer. I saw him traveling the country, just recording him doing gigs and things like that. I was like, wow, that's really cool. I want to capture this because like it would be cool to show my kids like, yo, this is what your pops did in college. You know, he was the man at school. My sister FDU. This. All right. But no, I've been creating these movies. I'm a drummer. I'm a musician first.
Let the beat drum.
No copyright because I wrote it. All right.
So you definitely had your feet in a couple of things. So like,
and you drove for Ty Tribb too.
He did. He drove for a lot of people, man.
This man is all over.
So you've been around though. Like, can you share with the audience some of your like experiences, some of your struggles that have brought you to here today? Like
struggles. Let's talk about the most recent one. I quit my job in 2018, January 2018. I thought I was gonna be Ty Tribb overnight. I thought it was gonna be music videos, Grammys. Oh, I didn't think all that was gonna happen overnight, but
we do kind of think like when you start a YouTube channel, like we're gonna think we're
microwave generation. Yeah,
we do have that.
Yeah, my video got like 40 views in a day. It's cool though.
Good.
Don't despise the day small beginnings.
Yes, sir.
Amen. But yeah, back to the question. Struggle. The beginning of this year, I was working like a good. Just to be transparent, I was making like $700 a week just off that job, and I quit. Like $700 a week gone. And that's not even drumming money, gone. I was like, I really want to do, I know he's looking crazy. I really want to do ministry full time.
That's good.
Boy, did I hit rock bottom. I was like, but it was good because, and then I kind of went through depression during the summer because I just needed bread. Like, I needed bread. And like the struggling part about it was, I was like, I work Uber sometimes, so I was like, I'm gonna work Uber, I'm a drummer, I'm gonna make it happen. Like, I don't really care if I'm broke for the time period, like, everything's gonna work together for the good. But I came to a point I needed money at Guitar Center, and I was making like minimum wage, like, it was bad. And I was just like, God, how am I making almost like $1,000 a week? Now I'm making minimum wage, like, what is my life coming to? But to talk about struggle to, I guess, success or here now, out of me working at Guitar Center is when I wrote my song Follow You. It was crazy, like during the summer. So
exclusive, you heard it here first, man.
You heard it here first. It came from Guitar Center. How it happened was I played drums all my life, but I started learning keyboard over the summer just off of YouTube. So then I was playing a melody. I was playing I was playing that melody. And I asked my coworker, I'm like, yo, is this like a song? Like, this sounds like too good not to be a song. He was like, nah. I was like, I already bet. So then fast forward, I started writing that song in the midst of that season of like, I would just be in the car thinking like, and I remember there's times in the car I cried. I was just like, God, like, why is this my life? Like, I had things made well. I stepped out and tried to, really pursue my passion and what I feel is your will for my life. Like, why am I going through this? But in the midst of that, my life kind of just took a turn. I came out with God
vibes only, sir. I was like, where's my shirt at? That's in the room real quick.
So I came out with the shirt. I came out with the single, and then I had a concert with my team, brand new, and that all kind of got birthed in a season of struggle. And then it was like, I put you through this to, show that the light, after all of it. So
that's good. That's really drop the mic right there and just end the video and just like. Nah, but we wanna get really like deeper into like how is it like for example when. Like, cause it's crazy. Like we know all things work together for our good. Yeah. But when you're going through it,
it's tough. I mean, just focusing on this year since it's the most recent. Yeah. Addy was there when I was in Miami. Fast forward. I mean, rewind a little bit. Black Friday last year, I bought my first camera. I bought a Sony A5100. So I was like, I'm gonna do YouTube. I did a couple vlogs on my YouTube channel. And in March, I went on spring break and long story short, my camera got stolen. Yeah. I'm just like, God, I'm supposed to be doing YouTube. I'm supposed to be, creating content, creating Wild Christian. And my camera got stolen. And it was like my book bag, my clothes, my camera. And just to go back to your question, those nights were rough. Like, I cried. I cried just because.
Did you feel like at that point when your camera was stolen, like God was telling you what you were doing is not what you're meant to be doing? Or did you feel like the enemy was attacking you? Because those are like the two things that I think about. Like, is this an enemy attack? Or is it God telling me this is not what I'm supposed to be doing,
I think it was a mixture. I think this is what it was for me. I always know that I've been called to ministry and to like be a light and just to encourage my generation.
Right.
But going back to me quitting my job, I don't think I really seek God's voice like I should have. So like, I feel like a lot of it was on me. As far as like maybe if you waited a little bit longer, like of course I don't plan on staying my job for 20 years, but like it was going to be a point that I had to leave, but it was just a matter of like maybe I think I jumped the gun a little bit. So it was a mixture of me like I don't know, like knowing, all right, I'm called to do ministry, but it's just like the timing aspect of it. Like, yo, you're called to do this, but it may not be your time. Like, you still have a lot more growing and maturing, and a lot more things to go through. So I think that's what specifically I want to.
So in that sense, so what kept you going, knowing that
right.
Yeah.
What kept me going was. It's kind of what we talked about before. This morning, we talked like a whole hour and some change.
Sorry.
Before
y'all came, me and my boy were talking for like 2 hours before you.
Yeah, but y'all not going to see that. Sorry.
It was a good conversation though.
Y'all may see it eventually. We'll see.
Yeah, this is what we do. We just talking, brother. So what kept me going was I just look at life. I feel like, just like even relationships. Like, let's say you going out with a girl, you're going out. Your relationship is tested when hard times hit. Everything is cool when like y'all going on dates, y'all posting each other on the gram, like everything is cool there. But when this person, when y'all arguing and y'all don't agree on whether it's money or whatever it is, that's when you're like, yo, am I really going to stay with this person or am I going like?
Is that out of experience or?
I was going to tie it back to God.
Shut up. Tie it back to God.
Tie it back to God. Let's forget about if it's single or not. Let's just put that.
Tie it back to God, man.
Alright, so long story short, when your back is like, specifically me, when my back is against the wall, it's just like
literally.
When my back is against the wall, it's just like. I mean, I have experience just being transparent. Like y'all know, like with drinking, partying and stuff, and that stuff is like
together. That's how we
met at a party during spring break in Myrtle Beach.
That is true. I was also there.
Yeah, we were there doing things we weren't
supposed to do.
But we're being transparent.
We transform.
We're human,
Anyways, like when I was doing that stuff, like drinking, partying stuff, like. It was cool in a moment, but like, cause like we were talking about like some sin is enjoyable, but it still creates like voids. Like I still wasn't fulfilled at the end of the day. I was still like empty and longing more. I'm like, all right, this happened, but it's like temporary satisfaction. It's not like that long term, that permanent fulfillment. So it was just like when my back is against the wall. That's why I say in my song, I will follow you no matter what. You know what I mean? Cause it's just like. He was there when I recorded it.
Yeah, I was like with the process, like the background process.
But no matter what, and it's easier said than done because it's just like it's easy to say I'm gonna follow God when it's like $5 G's in my bank account. But when it's $5, are you still gonna follow God or are you going, you know, or like when this girl break your heart, or when you get in a car accident, or when your camera gets stolen, are you going to follow God when these hard times hit?
Yeah,
that's really
that's rough. You've been through a lot of trials, as you told us a little bit about your camera getting stolen, and just the down times of when Chase wasn't cooperating with you. Like.
It was kind of hard, just getting the clothing line started because the price got to be right. The price got to be right. So I was exactly. So I reached out to like maybe 3 to 5 places, and finally my mom was like, "Oh, I know someone who makes T-shirts," but I didn't want it to be corny. I'm like, "Mom, like if your guy is whack, get him out of here." But I ended up calling her guy, and like he was like reasonable, like he worked with me, so that's how we were able to.
That shirt is looking this fly right now.
Hey, God is good, man.
God is good.
But it just shows like I could have got discouraged and been like, yo, they charging $10 a shirt. Like, God, I don't have this money. Or they charging $8, and like my event was like 2 weeks away, so I was on a tight time frame. So it's just like, God, like I came to a point where I was like, God, like, am I really meant to have these shirts? Like, it'll be great to have everyone wear it, but like, is this in your time? Like, but it worked out. Like the dude literally made the shirts in like 2 days, and that was like the launch of.
And that's crazy that literally you were tested for what you were singing. True. I would follow you, and literally you're singing that, and then you're being tested in that. Because that's what happens a lot of times. God, I want to grow my patience, and you're put in a situation to be patient. Now, if you're patient, then you grow patience. If you're not patient, then you don't grow patient. One of the things I want to ask you, like, what was like a prayer? Like, you probably asked, which I'm probably gonna ask, but your prayers to God, like your view on God, your perspective of God. Because I feel like a lot of times when we're going through stuff, it shifts our perspective of God. Like, when you think God doesn't like me anymore. So what was that for you? Like, did your view change?
Yeah, definitely. Prayer life, just to begin, is very important, because just like how we're communicating now and we develop relationship and just a bond, it's the same thing with God. So if you're not communicating with Him, if you're not checking in with Him, you're not going to have any direction. You're not going to have any vision for your life. So me with God, I really like, I don't think people really focus on this, but like I really love God. Like I don't just say it just because like you have to ask yourself something like, do I really love God, or am I just doing this because it's the right thing to do, or it's what I've been taught? But it's just like even times when I know I'm wrong, I just be like, God, like please get me out of this situation, or God, please just like speak to me, like give me some type of sign of hope or whatever. But yeah, my prayers were really like I remember one time I was in a car in like North Brunswick, and I was crying, and I was just like, God, like I know. Hey, I'm an emotional person, even when I be doing my concert.
I feel you.
Yo, it's not, and like this is kind of off topic, but as men, it's not that to cry and express yourself.
It is healthy.
Exactly. Many times we keep things bottled in. Woo, that's a word.
That's good.
But like as men, we just have to, really tap into our feelings and emotions.
Express that to God, because He's like God will not judge you.
Yeah,
He understands.
Exactly. But yeah, back to that little situation in the car. Yeah, my prayers are really just transparent with God. Like how I'm talking to y'all now, I would talk to God. But like, my prayer life has changed a little bit. I was reading this book, and this pastor talked about in your prayer time during the first couple minutes. It's 2 things that he does. He listens to worship music. I love worship because it takes the attention off of me and focus it on God. And I feel like that's what the enemy tries to do. He tries to focus like, oh, you're broke. This is your situation. You live with mad people in your house. You sleep on a couch. You never had your own room. And these are all things I've been through, and that would try to come up in my mind and be like, wow, what is my life? And then I look at people, I'm like, wow, like you look at
people and you start comparing yourself.
Exactly. So back to the whole prayer thing. I worship first, just to invite the presence of God and take the attention and focus off of me. And then after that, the pastor is saying in the book that he tries not to say I in prayers, because prayer is not about us. Church is not about us. Worship is not about us. This whole lifestyle, everything we're doing is about God. So my prayer is just like, God, you're bigger than my situation. God, you're great. You're mighty. You're the creator of this whole world. And I really, once I started taking this, the focus or the lens off my life and started focusing on God, that's when I started to see His hand more. That's when I started to see just His fruit more, because it's like, it's not about me. It's a bigger picture. Like, even you weren't at the retreat, but like I came to a point earlier in the year I was considering quitting drumming. I was thinking about quitting, and I was just like, once we did the A-Life retreat, shout out to A-Life, that was in April. It was over 200 people who came out, and I just saw like people went up to me and was like, yo, your drumming has helped with my deliverance. Your drumming has helped with my breakthrough.
Moving with this man.
But like prior to A-Life, I didn't really hear those things. I didn't really know. I just drummed because it's something I always did. But once I really saw that, like, wow, this is really helping with people's breakthrough. This is really helping with people's deliverance. It's bigger than me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If the enemy can steal what you got,
take it.
You can't give up. That's like the whole moral of everything. You cannot
So it's
give
like
up.
you talked about, people coming up to you and saying the Lord has, worked in their life through the gift He's given you, and it's clear to see the impact of God and what you're doing, and God's on your shirt. So, what would you view as like your inspiration towards your creative goal, and what would you say your creative goal is?
Definitely. It's crazy. It's bringing me back to the book I'm reading now. It's called Envision, and to envision means to like picture something mentally. And it's crazy. I was thinking about kind of like this question and answer earlier in the day. As far as creating, what's my inspiration? A lot of times before I create, I visually just imagine what I'm about to do.
Okay.
So like whether it's a vlog, a drum cover, a song, it's like I almost see it before it happens. But that's why like creating while Christian is different than creating as a non-Christian, because I'm tapping into God, who's the creator of all things.
Hallelujah.
Therefore, He's able to pour out visions and thoughts and ideas that I would never be able to think on my own.
Yes,
you know what I mean? So my inspiration is God, and I mean not to just be so deep, like just seeing different things on Instagram. Who's like physical inspiration? My mom. She's taught me so much. Who else? Shout out to Tony. Shout out to my mom.
Tony Scales.
Let's see. Ryan Leslie is another one of my inspirations. Ty Tribbett, you already know that. that's the OG right there.
Yeah.
And just mad musicians, Trey, Dev. I love to surround myself by like-minded people. Like there's nothing worse than like being creative and being open-minded, and then you're stuck in a situation with closed-minded people and people who are not on the same page as you. It's the most frustrating thing ever. When you have like, you want to do so much, like let's travel, and people are like, nah, like I'd rather stay in the
It's toxic and it's suffocating.
That's a whole nother.
We're going to get into that. So what would you think like your goal is?
The second part. My goal. I always said this. One of my goals is just to be one of the major voices of my generation.
You're gonna be famous, y'all.
I mean,
take a signature now.
If it comes with the territory, it comes. If not, that's not my goal. My goal is to make Jesus famous. I know I sound deep, but like I really want to bring all the attention to God. Just because at the end of the day, I'm human. I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm not perfect, and I'm not gonna say I'm striving for perfection, but at the same time, I'm human. But back to the question, my goals. To be the voice of my generation, whatever it is, with music. I just want to be an inspiration, and it really just shows that I'm in alignment with my purpose. Because people tell me from time to time, I feel like it's a reminder. Like people just say yo, you're inspiring. I'm just like, wow, and it's important not to take that to the head, because it's just it's not me, it's God working through me. So it's just just hearing that, and just we live in the age of social media, and you have all these followers and things like that. But if just one person is touched by my work, or one person is influenced, or just says, I'm not going to give up because I heard your song, that's enough for me. So, I mean, the major goal, I really want to do it on a major scale level. That's the big goal. If I'm able to do ministry, shirts, music, drumming, vlogs on a major scale.
Everything the Lord gave you.
Exactly.
That's big, man.
So, and we see, it's not like he's saying it, that he's walking in it right now. His song is out, he's wearing his shirt. I got his shirt. He got his shirt. Everybody got.
It was a journey, but it's
a journey, but it's here, and that's so powerful, bro.
That's great.
Just stay encouraged, keep fighting. It's a war on men in this. There's a war on men in this generation we're in, but we gotta keep fighting, because it's not that we're fighting not to fail, because we know what the end of the story is. The devil loses.
Victory.
Thank you so much, bro, for coming on.
Yeah.
Appreciate it,
Should we start
man.
shaking people's hands?
I mean, we started it.
I'm with it.
What about girls? Do we give them hugs? Or
We
what?
give dap. I don't know.
Oh,
Tap them on the
shit.
shoulder.
I think we just stopped.
Keep it PG. Like I don't know.
Keep it PG. We gotta keep it PG. So I'm not shaking hands anymore.
Appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Appreciate
Buy
y'all
a
for
shirt.
having me. Yo, cop
Buy a
up
shirt.
brand new for
I'm gonna put the link.
Forever.com.
Well, she said it. I'm gonna put the link in the description below.
Yeah. Matter of fact, like if you don't mind, can you put it like right there? Right there. I just wanted to do that.
All right.
Appreciate you.
There.
Right there.
Can we move it now? All right, now follow me. and
Your _ Prince.
follow him too.
You gotta
Follow him.
I am Brandon Skills.
I am Brandon
I am Brandon Skills. We really appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys in the next episode as usual. Stay lit. Stay focused. Peace.
Brandon forever.